Good morning, everybody. This is another episode of the Morning Bible Study. I'm your host, Logan McCulley, and we have a special guest today, my wife, Jennifer.
McCulley.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Vast groups of people that we are spreading
the Lord's word to. Yeah, you got it right. Today, we're getting into Proverbs 11, but before we do that, we are in Cozumel, Mexico
Arriba.
right now.
Yes,
This is a special edition of the Morning Bible Study Time with Logan McCulley. It's awesome. I am filled with tacos, water from another country.
And that's gone okay.
Yes.
Also, shout out to Mr. Taco.
Shout out to Mr. Taco because they are the best taco place here in Cozumel. I mean, to be fair, though, we've only been to one, and it was Mr. Taco multiple times.
Already.
Yeah. We've been here, like 3 days?
We got here Thursday.
And we've eaten there twice. The first one, we ended up at an Italian restaurant.
It was good.
It was amazing Italian food.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anything else?
Get to that napkin bookmark.
Get to the napkin bookmark. Proverbs 11. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with the humble is wisdom. All right, let's stop there. So we know this is a collection of, what's the way to put that? Things that work against each other. These are going to be things that contradict each other. It's a combination between Proverbs 10, chapter 10 to Proverbs 15 of contradictions. Mm-hmm. These are just the wise sayings of Solomon. The breakdown for verse 1. A false balance refers to the dishonesty in business condemned throughout Scripture. The teaching of the verse is clear. The Lord hates cheaters. Ooh. His delight is with those who charge what is just. A balance, usually 2 plates suspended from a bar, was used in daily commercial transactions. On one pan, a merchant would place a pre-measured weight. On the other pan, the product to be purchased. False labeling or manipulation of the standard weight would afford ample opportunity to cheat the unsuspecting customer. I feel like there was a Bruce Lee movie where that was a thing that was happening. Bruce Lee was in this, town where there was a gang that was doing things nefarious. And what is the most easy way to be nefarious is you say this weight is a kilogram, and really it's like a quarter kilogram. So like when you say, oh, you just bought 3 kilograms of potatoes, that give me $20, when it was really like a half a kilo. That's how you cheat the public. It is one of the oldest, easiest ways to cheat people out of money. And it was in a Bruce Lee movie.
Well, it must be true.
Now, verse 2 I want to get into. When pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with humble is wisdom. That really does strike me hard because sometimes I'm a little prideful. I'm going to be quite honest about that. When pride comes, then comes disgrace. And how can you be prideful, okay? How many years have you put into your profession? So, I'm 10 years into healthcare. I should know what I'm doing at this point. There's some pride involved with that. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my cousin the other day, and I was telling her how I'm in these clinics, and these nurses that I'm working with or under, I already have a higher level of license. I'm a RN, I'm a BSN. I'm working for and with LPNs. I've already done what you're doing and more. I'm trying to get my nurse practitioner, yet I still have to bow down. Yes, ma'am. However you want to, ma'am. That kind of stuff. In these clinics, and it checks me. It checks me pretty hard. But the flip side to that, if you're humble, it says, what does it say exactly? But with humble is wisdom.
But with the humble.
But with the humble is wisdom. Flip side of that is be humble. Or the people that are showing humbly.
I think it's
that
interesting.
Are being humble.
Well, I think it's also interesting to look
or
at
of wisdom.
That same thing. With pride come. Where is it? When pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with the humble is wisdom. It's even kind of like with even your words. Like when you're quick to say things, it can become disgraceful. But with the humble is wisdom. It's kind of like those who have wisdom also are easier to keep their tongue. I've noticed sometimes being prideful and saying things in the moment isn't the best option. Sometimes time and age, you learn to be more humble.
I can agree with that.
I know it doesn't talk about age there, but the word wisdom, in my mind, also comes with age. So kind of like to be humble in something like that also comes with time.
The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. I mean, that one seems pretty straightforward. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. One thing that I've kept coming back to in Proverbs is that all that you do will become known. Whether it be good or bad, it will all become known and is known by God. When we say the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them, it's almost just saying, hey, what you do will become known. And if you treat people unfairly, it will become known.
Or the integrity of the upright guides them, because those who walk with integrity follow the way of the Lord. But those who walk in crookedness and treacherousness, it just leads them into destruction. It's not the correct path.
Verse 4. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The breakdown here. As Tertullian put it, nothing that is God's is obtainable by money. Riches cannot purchase salvation or rescue from judgment. Again, to reread 4, riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death.
Because we're supposed to be seeking righteousness. So riches do not profit in the day of wrath, which is the day of judgment. Riches won't save you, but following after the Lord and seeking righteousness, which is our goal, delivers us from death.
Verse 5. The righteousness of the blameless keep this way straight, but the wicked falls by his own wickedness. Who are the blameless? I don't know. Verse 6. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the treacherous are taken captive by their lust. Ooh. The treacherous are taken captive by their lust. This is kind of a common thing I've been hearing a lot. You know, Adrian Rogers on his podcast show has recently been putting a lot about like pornography and the lusts and how that just takes over your life.
Mm-hmm.
Captive by their lust is the key word, I believe.
It makes you a slave to it. Really, any sin can do that.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
When the wicked dies, his hope will perish, and the expectation of wealth perishes too. When the wicked dies, his hope will perish. Our hope will not perish when we die. That's the whole point of Jesus coming back for us, right? Not the whole point, but like, there is life after death. There is life after death. The wicked, however, when they die, their hope is perished. And their expectation of wealth perishes too. Their expectation of wealth perishes because they've only gathered earthly treasure.
Mm-hmm.
They've done no work for the kingdom. Verse 8. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and the wicked walks into it instead. Verse 9. With his mouth, the godless man would destroy his neighbor, but by knowledge the righteous are delivered. What does Pastor Lee always say? Without God, you take away the floor, you take away the ceiling. That means anything goes. So it would mean nothing to a godless man to turn in his neighbor, to not stand up for his neighbor, to treat his neighbor with ill will.
Wow.
Do you want to read 10 through 13? Because there's a breakdown on 11 through 13.
Sure. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices. And when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. That kind of goes along with the whole, even the people who don't follow Christ still reap the benefits of him. So when all goes well with the righteous, so the righteous that are following him, the city rejoices. All the people rejoice. But when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. So even the people who don't follow him still have the effects of both.
What we forgot to tell y'all is we went to a Mexican church service today.
We did.
And in it, they talked about, in Nehemiah, like 3:1 through 5.
Yeah, 3, 1 through 5.
About how the priests, I don't know the exact context, it was kind of lost on me because it was like Spanish, English.
Talking about how generation after generation they rebuilt the fish gate in the market and rebuilt the area to continually profit the people in the area.
Yes, and the priests did the
generations.
work. However, everyone profited from the work. And the point and the moral that I think he was trying to get across was, even if other people don't want to do the work, still do the work gladly in Jesus' name. There will always be people that don't want to work.
Yeah.
But everyone will benefit from the work that is done from the few that do it.
Next.
Yeah, hit it.
By the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked, it is overthrown. That's really true. You can use that. That verse in itself can be used for multiple things. So, like, so it says, by the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted. So it's kind of like those positive blessings, right? When the voice of an area is good, the area is good. But therefore, if it's wicked, that area is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like, even if you just go into work and people at work are that way, that's how it's going to be.
Whatever the tone is set
Yeah.
by the leading voice, whoever speaks the loudest, sadly, kind of sets the tone.
So by the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked, it is overthrown. So
That calls me out and it's like, hey, when you come into work with a bad attitude,
I know that's hard.
like you're being the bad side to
Overthrower
this.
of, yeah.
You're the negative side to this contrasting verse.
Oh, this is a really famous proverb. I like this one a lot.
Is this the one we should remember today?
What?
Every time I do one, there's a ding, 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 and
I
then
like
we
this
remember a
one.
verse. So,
I like this one.
So read it and they go ding, ding, ding.
Whoever belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent.
Ding, ding, ding. That will be our verse to remember today. That's Proverbs 10, 11, what, 12? 11,
I think
12.
I've heard another translation of that where it's like, but a man who holds his tongue, or like those who hold his tongue have wisdom, something like that. Whoever belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. That's so true. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like those who hold their tongue, like, and think before they speak. Like, I feel like a young man is quick to answer, but an older man is full of wisdom and knows to hold their tongue. Anyway, whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. So that means you need to be good at keeping secrets.
And not be a gossip.
Yeah, but that's also hard too, because whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. So maybe it just means like if you're going out gossiping, you're going to reveal secrets, whether it's your intent or not. You're going out and you're talking about people's business, you're gonna tell people stuff.
But also define slandering. Slandering is
Not talking well.
not talking of the truth either.
Yeah. Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors, there is safety. We can't just be going around on our own, all willy-nilly. We must have a shepherd.
True. In our own fruition, we always move away from God.
Leave it to us. We will surely fall.
The breakdown for 11, 12, and 13 was God wants his people to treat their neighbor well. One who reveals secrets not only breaks confidence, but also magnifies and sometimes propagates mistruths and lies.
Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer harm, but he who hates striking hands in pledge is secure. I have zero clue what that means.
Let's read it one more time.
Whoever puts up security, I think that means deposit, right? For a stranger will surely suffer harm. But he who hates striking hands in pledge is secure.
I mean, the Bible does
so
say
that's-
over and over and over, do not
What is it, cast
cosign?
whatever? Yeah.
It's
That's
basically
what this
cosign. I forget
means.
what they say.
Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer harm. So if I put up money for someone I don't know will suffer harm. But he who hates striking hands in pledge is secure. So whoever hates striking deals by their words is secure.
I think it's accurate.
So the Bible is very, very serious about not taking oaths.
Very.
Yeah. A gracious woman gets honor, and violent men get riches.
All right.
A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. The wicked earns deceptive wages, but one who sows righteousness gets a sure reward. I like that. The wicked earns deceptive wages because those wages deceive him.
Yeah, it never ends out good in the end.
But the righteous gets a sure thing. So the money and wages is deceptive to you, whereas the Lord and righteousness and seeking Him is without a doubt a sure thing. All right, we have the last one for this page.
No, it goes all the way down to here.
No, I'm handing it back to you after this.
Oh. Well, hit me then.
Whoever is steadfast in righteousness will live, but he who pursues evil will die. Surely.
Whoever is steadfast in righteousness will live. I like promises of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But he who pursues evil will die.
Surely.
There's no surely in it.
No. She's a nice lady, though.
Verse 20. Those of the crooked heart are an abomination to the Lord, but those of blameless ways are his delight.
An abomination is a very strong word in the Bible. It's not used very many times.
Of crooked heart as well. Not of making mistakes, not of someone who tries real hard, but of someone of crooked heart. Are you of crooked heart? What are your motivations behind what you do? But those of blameless ways are his delight. Doesn't it sound awesome to be a delight to God?
And not an abomination.
Yeah. Verse 21. Be assured an evil person will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will be delivered.
That's a good verse.
That feels great to me.
Read that one more time.
This is verse 21. Be assured an evil person will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will be delivered.
That's a great verse. Because as Christians, sometimes it's really hard. I'm not saying this because this is how I necessarily feel, but I've heard it said a lot in our Sunday school class and in other places. I feel like people have a hard time accepting that watching people who don't believe in Christ and who don't follow him reap the benefits of this world, right? So I feel like a lot of people like to complain and say, well, they're just over there living their best life. But you have to remember that this is the peak. Mm-hmm. There is no reward for them.
They are living their best life.
They are. Read it one more time.
Be assured an evil person will not go unpunished.
Yeah.
But the offspring of the righteous will be delivered.
So even if in this lifetime they're out there living their best life and it just seems like they're not going to get what they've got coming, don't forget we all have the same. We all live in the world where we deserve the same thing. The thing is that we're redeemed, so our punishment's no longer ours. Their punishment is still theirs, and they're still going to have to face it. Whereas for us, we've been redeemed for that, and that punishment's already been paid. But it's nice to know that going forward, even if in this lifetime you don't see the benefits of that on earth, it is still passed down generationally to those who follow.
The offspring of the righteous will be delivered. That's the side that really hits me at the heart.
That we might not see it.
Yeah, because I'm worried, and you're always worried that your children won't know. Because I didn't know. I guess everyone doesn't know at first.
Yeah, but we're changing that.
Yeah, but still, you can't make them see it. That's the thing.
No, you can't. But
this is the promise of the Bible saying the offspring of the righteous will be delivered.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of that angst and anxiety out of it. Verse 22. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. Let me reread that. Verse 22. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion.
First of all, I feel personally attacked.
She has a ring in her nose, for those of you who can't see it. However, I do feel like this is more like, why are you showing off your body?
Man, you know how I feel about that.
No, like that I feel like it's what it's saying. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. You're showing, or I don't know, showing off your body, making lewd, crude comments. I feel like some of these like firefighter ladies or these ER nurses that I've worked with that are just like vagina.
Baby.
I'm just saying that's how it feels sometimes, and I'm like.
It's, what is it?
Like a gold ring in a pig's snout, you are. That's what I'm gonna start. That is a
Please don't
great,
say that.
great way to look at it.
Then people are gonna be like, "Did you just call me a pig?" And you'll be like, if
No,
the shoe
you're the
fits,
ring in the pig's
oink,
snout.
oink, is what I'll say back to them.
Man, that's good.
Okay.
23. The desire of the righteous ends only in good. The expectation of the wicked in wrath. Verse 24. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessings will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. Breakdown of this reference Bible. As the great giver who will not be outgiven, God makes sure that generosity is returned. With him, giving is an opportunity for gain. Through him, generosity is profitable, while greed leads to an impoverished life. Now, I'm always scared of doing like what's the type of, when you talk about God and it's like seed money where if you give, you'll get 10 times more.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what the type of religious stuff that is and what that term is. But I'm always scared of like saying, hey, you give because you'll get more. That's not why you give. That's not why you give. This is a promise of God saying the one that gives will be given as well. But that is not why you give. The motivation and the heart problems are what matter more and is what the real root of what we're trying to do here is.
It's also nice too because it's just like things you do for the Lord. Giving is included in that as a thing that you do for the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. So giving without people knowing, like, it's funny because he knows every time you do that. He knows, and that's the only person that matters.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for anyone else to know. Like, when you give, the Lord knows how much you can give, and he knows how much you do give. So the Lord knows what you're able to do and what you're withholding from him. And
it says, one who gives freely grows all the richer. And another who withholds what he should give only suffers want. I wish that was a verse we remembered.
What?
The ding, ding, ding. We've already done it.
Why? You like that one?
I like that verse. I like that verse a lot. It reminds us how we should be giving.
Okay. The
heart problems. Verse 26. The people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. Let's talk about like in Pharaoh's time.
No, I don't know.
Verse 27. Whoever diligently seeks good seeks favor, but evil comes to him who searches for it.
Don't be searching for it.
Searching for evil.
Yeah.
Diligently seek good. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Verse 28. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf.
How is flourishing?
Yeah, so like a point that I made in the last one was talking about how we own this house. We paid off this house. Not this house, but the one back in Memphis. It will not be our house in 75 years. What treasures are we taking to heaven? It won't be the house.
Nope.
So like maybe some reorienting of priorities are in due course. But don't trust in your riches.
Yeah, I know.
29. Whoever troubles his own household will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart.
Will inherit the wind.
Yes.
There's nothing in the wind, by the way.
So you inherit nothing.
Yeah.
Troubles his household. Is that causing shame to your house, shame to your name? Getting in trouble? Verse 30. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and whoever captures souls is wise. Be a soul winner. That's what I keep saying. What treasure we take into heaven? The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life.
The only thing we can take with us is people.
And whoever captures souls is wise. Verse 31. If the righteous is repaid on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner?
That's good. If the righteous is repaid on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
It means that, our reward's not even here. Our reward is not even on this earth. So if we're being repaid on this earth, how much more are the wicked and the sinner going to be repaid?
On earth or in heaven? Or in hell?
In hell. If even it overflows from heaven for us to be repaid on earth here, how bad is it going to be for them?
That's a good point. I mean, these are the kind of things that make me want to go grab family members and be like, "Hey, come with me. Heaven won't be the same without you."
I hate that phrase, but it's true. It seems like one of those postcard phrases, but that people will be like, "Oh," but it's the truth. It really is true.
It's sad truth.
It is. Is that it?
That's it. Would you like to leave the people with anything before we go, Jennifer?
No, I think that was good. I wasn't super into that one initially, but then it kind of came in strong. See, even when you're not really feeling some of it when it starts out, sometimes by the end you've learned some lessons.
I think when you're not feeling it is when it's most important to get into it. Because motivation, I feel like, comes after you've started. Because you don't ever feel like working out, but you feel good that you did it. I think it's most important to work out on those days when you're not feeling it.
Yeah, that's true.
And today just happened one of those days. Remember, keep your corn on the cob, and I'll see you next time on the Morning Bible Study Time.